Welcome to Sports Talk with Zachary R. Barnett Podcast. Today on the show, we have NFL Pro wide receiver Byron Williams. This former NFL Pro details his football journey and the impact football has left on him. If you like listening to sports athletes tell their sports journey and learn what it takes to be a professional athlete, there is one podcast you need to check out, and that is Sports Talk 1996. This podcast is brought to you by B&D Sports Media LLC. After the interview, we have some up-to-date information that you guys will love to hear, so stay tuned after the interview. So, as a child, man, what got you involved with football?
Actually, I started playing in the 4th, 5th grade, and I'm from a big family.
Yes, sir.
I have 7 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm the 8th child out of 10.
Oh, heck.
And my siblings, we're all like 3 years apart.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And so what happened was we grew up really kind of humble, and at the age of 10, I started playing football and played every year from 5th grade all the way until I played age 36.
Yes, sir.
It was a big part of my life.
Yes, sir.
Playing football, and I was actually a good football player, basketball player, and a track guy in high school.
Yes, sir. So tell me some of what were your best memories of playing at Liberty in Texas, man?
Liberty Islo, yes. Liberty
Yes,
Islo in Texarkana. My best memory is the week of my birthday, my birthday is on Halloween. At the end of the season, I had 126 yards catching the ball and 2 interceptions. I played safety and wide receiver. And that was one of my best high school games. And then one game in high school, I had 20 tackles from my safety position.
Yes, sir.
But most of the schools that were recruiting me back then was like Tulane, Rice, got a call from SMU. Of course, I went to University of Texas at Arlington, but
Yes,
Arkansas State. But all those schools wanted me as a safety, but I wanted to play wide receiver. So that's why I came to UT Arlington and started my little wide receiver career.
I hear you, man.
And yeah.
So how was that transition for you, going from Liberty to Texas Arlington?
Well, it wasn't that bad. I used to it's 2 hours and a half from Texarkana, my hometown, to Dallas. UT Arlington is right in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth.
Yes, sir.
But I had a lot of family up here in Dallas. I had a lot of support, so that was really, really good to come up here and play, and then most of my relatives can see me play in college. Definitely,
man. So among your teammates that you had in college, which teammates had the most impact on you as a player in person, man?
That we had some older guys like Cliff Odom, played 13 years in the NFL for Miami Dolphins and Indianapolis Colts. A guy named Gary Lewis, he was drafted by Green Bay Packers. We had Roddy Walt, he was drafted by Cleveland, but he played up in the CFL. So those guys was before me, and
yes,
we had a lot of scouts coming to UT Arlington, and so our school was pretty well known because those guys that came out before me, and so my name was on the radar screen as a wide receiver, and then by me being able to run a very good fast 40, I was recognized as NFL prospect.
Yes, sir. So among your time at Texas Arlington, best memories, man, what were they for you?
My best memory, we played a school out in Louisiana, I think Southwest Louisiana, which is he's a Louisiana Tech, and we was homecoming game, and with about a minute left, I caught a pass and ran it for a touchdown. And we had another guy named Ben Young. He caught a 2-point conversion. We ended up winning that game, I think, 29-28 or something like that, homecoming game. So I was a big part of that homecoming victory. So that was a good memory in college.
Definitely, man. So as a receiver in college, man, what preparation did you take to maintain your skills as a player, man?
Well, one of the things I had to learn to do is become a guy who worked out almost year round.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to be around guys that could expose me to the next level. And I always wanted to be around professional athletes, guys who was playing in the NFL. So I would go and work out with them. I'll find a quarterback that just throw me all different kinds of balls, because we ran a wishbone in college, so we didn't throw the ball a lot. And so we ran the ball 80% of the time versus throwing the ball. So I came from a background of run-oriented offenses, not pass-oriented offenses. So I had to learn to run different routes and work on one-on-ones and things like that.
Definitely, man. So taking all those skills from college that you would maintain throughout your journey, your football journey, was the transition going to the NFL. How was that for you? Taking all those skills that you learned.
Yeah, I think the NFL, you have to learn how to first get familiar with the speed of the game, because the game is so much faster. You have to learn on the run. You have to make adjustments. Yeah, the ball is so much, the quarterbacks are so much accurate and so much better. So I had to learn to pinpoint accuracy for catching the ball, running precise routes. I was really fast. I ran my best 40 time was a 4.23. I could consistently run a 4.25 40s. So I had real good strength, upper body strength. I just got to talk to Phil McConker. He was telling me earlier today, he said if I could have played in this offense today, I would have been a premier receiver, because back then, we didn't run these types of offenses that they're running now in the NFL.
Man. Definitely, man. So how rewarding was that to go to Green Bay in the 10th round, man, of the draft?
Well, actually, it was really, really rewarding, very humble. I broke my ankle the 10th game of the season, my senior year, so I didn't know if I was going to get drafted. So when Coach Barkstar called me and told me, congratulations, we drafted you in the 10th round, that was amazing, because I didn't know, if I was going to be able to get drafted, because I broke my ankle. So by me going there, I was able to learn from two of the best receivers, James Lofton and John Jefferson, that year that they had made the Pro Bowl. So I went there and learned a lot of things from those two receivers, because they was excellent, superb in teaching routes and catching the balls. So that was really a good thing for me to be a part of the Green Bay Packers coming out of college.
Definitely, man. So among your teammates in the NFL, who had the most impact on you as a player in person, man?
Well, I think it's a combination of coaches and players. Like I said, Coach Starr, he when they had to release me, he told me that I could play in the NFL, so that gave me confidence. Even when I went to the combine, Coach Tom Landry gave me my first NFL football. So those coaches also instilled in me. Then when I went to the Giants, Bill Parcells, he said that I was going to be a good receiver. So when you keep hearing things like that, you know that you can play on the next level. Definitely. As well as when you hear it from the coaches. Definitely. But when I got to the NFL, working with quarterbacks like Phil Simms and those types of people really did help me. And they showed confidence in me, so that really added a lot of momentum for us playing the game of football.
Definitely, man. Later on in your career, your NFL career, what helped you stay on pact to be a starter in the NFL? Was it your drive or a motivation?
It was definitely a combination of both, the drive and motivation. I think, too, is when you're young, in your 20s, you tend not to know everything.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that I tell young people now when I'm doing camps, I tell them to be coachable. to stay humble and never get too excited. I think sometimes I got overexcited. Sometimes I got hot-headed. And, of course, sometimes you be uncoachable. So if you can confine yourself and become a mature receiver and continue to work hard and know that, any play could be your last play, and it's a privilege to play the game of football on that level, then you have to keep everything in perspective.
Definitely, man. So my last question for you, man. The trials and tribulations of football, the lessons that you've learned, man, through all of it, how have you applied those things to your personal life?
I think I really have. I mean, you can see it in my I'm still married to my high school sweetheart. We've been married 37 years.
Yes, sir.
We have 2 daughters. Both of my daughters graduated in 3.5 years. We was family that went to church together, prayed together. So when you look back on my journey in my life, that's even better than winning the Super Bowl, because I was able to be with my kids growing up all through. My youngest daughter is a doctor now. My oldest daughter she's a world-renowned. She worked for Abbott Laboratory, so both of them got excellent jobs. And so it's really good, a good reflection of me being a good dad. I love Father's Day and my birthday, because those girls really, really reward me with some nice gifts and some giant stuff and all that.
I hear you, man.
So and now I got 2 grandboys. I got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. So I'm excited about the 2 boys. They are learning things from Pawpaw. And so I think football overall have helped me kept rooted, grounded, disciplined, and focused on, being family oriented and knowing that success comes through a lot of trials and tribulations, but yet if you got a togetherness and stay prayed up, good things, nothing but good things can happen for you.
Yes, sir.
The upcoming news highlight is brought to you by ESPN Plus, where you can find all the up-to-date highlights and stories around the world in sports. Go check it out. This just in, the Toronto Blue Jays were denied the access to play games in Toronto, considering the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, today the world mourns the loss of civil rights icon John Lewis. We heard from LA Clippers head coach Doc Rivers, and he told this to the media. It's a really sad day for our country. Up next, the Sports Technology Review. Stay tuned. Sports Talk fans, this is the Sports Technology Review. One key piece to sports technology is the equipment used to record voice or video archives. When finding a microphone to use during recording audio, I recommend Rode mics because they're top quality and very durable. The Rode microphone I use is a podcaster, and the sound of the quality of audio is very crisp and natural. Sports Talk fans, we'd like to thank you for joining us today, and we would like for you to join us next time for another player interview. Until next time, thanks for joining us.